So I want to give you a quick but important update on the Joy Zuraff case in Florida. As most of you know, I have taken a great personal interest in this story. The facts surrounding it are almost impossible to believe, especially when we're told that we live in a free country. But the truth of the matter is that Joy Zuraff has been fighting for over 2 years to get her daughter Kenlee back. Kenlee was removed in March of 2024 over a medical disagreement involving her cystic fibrosis treatment. Since then, Joy has faced incredible obstacles, including a gag order, having to take time off of work to drive 5 hours one way to visit her daughter for just a 2-hour supervised visit, having to stay in hotel rooms and do all of this while paying thousands and thousands of dollars to multiple ineffective lawyers, all under the constant threat of losing her parental rights permanently. But it looks like the tides are finally turning for Joy. At the April 23rd hearing, a hearing that was very brief, lasted less than 2 hours, when it was expected to last all day, it ended not only with the case being continued to September, but more importantly, a revelation that Joy's daughter Kenlee was no longer in Jacksonville, Florida, but was transferred back to a foster care home in Santa Rosa County, where Joy lives. Her new attorney, Senator Jason Pizzo, said that the process is, quote, going well. So in other words, it's looking more and more hopeful that reunification is finally in the works for Joy and Kenlee. And I cannot stress how huge of a shift this is. This is something that we honestly weren't feeling very optimistic about even just a couple of months ago. And it really does appear that DCF realized that they were not going to meet the high burden of proof required to terminate Joy's rights, especially with all of the public attention and political eyes now on this case. So they seem to have decided that it was best to start winding this down rather than risk a very public loss. This progress didn't happen by accident. It happened because people refused to stay silent. Advocates like Key West Jess, Romy White from South Santa Rosa News, John Davison of Broken Truth, and all of the other independent journalists, podcasters, and thousands of everyday people like me who shared the body cam footage, called elected officials, prayed, and donated. If you were a part of that, you helped turn this tide. When light is shined on institutions that normally operate in the dark, real change becomes possible, and Joy's case is living proof of that. And now at the same time as I share very much this joyous news, I have something much heavier to share that is not joyous. Tomorrow, on May 8th, the Patterson family in Florida is expected to lose their twin boys to adoption. After fighting for 4 long years, through courts, through appeals, seeking indisputable medical evidence showing their son's injuries were caused by a genetic condition, not abuse, it appears that the adoption is being fast-tracked before Patterson's law goes into effect on July 1st. That law was inspired directly by their case, and it would have given parents like the Pattersons, like Joy, the right to seek a second medical opinion before a child is removed for suspected physical abuse. This story is absolutely heartbreaking, but it's one that is sadly very common as it highlights a painful truth about our current child welfare system. Right now, there's a national push from the Trump administration for an initiative called A Home for Every Child. But far too often, that slogan seems to mean a foster or adoptive home instead of keeping children safely in their biological homes when possible. The foster care system is in crisis. We have a national shortage of foster families, and yet we continue removing children at high rates, especially from lower-income families. There are clear financial incentives built into the system through Title IV funding that reward placement over prevention. Parents are too often presumed guilty until proven innocent, and due process has become something more of a theory instead of a reality. Cases like Joy's and the Pattersons show us what happens when that system is not properly checked, audited, or held accountable. We need real reform, more resources, more biological families, stronger requirements to keep families together when it's safe, and honest oversight of the financial incentives that can drive unnecessary removals. Joy still has a fighting chance. The Pattersons' path appears much darker, but both cases remind us of why we cannot look away. To learn more about the Patterson story and to learn how you can help them, please visit youarethepower.net/Patterson. If the Patterson story breaks your heart, let it fuel you to demand better from a system that is supposed to protect families, not tear them apart. I'll keep you updated as we learn more. Thanks for watching this clip from the Grateful Wife podcast. If you'd like to hear more of what I have to say, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel so I can help make the channel grow. I really thank you for watching, and may God's peace be with you.